We got cool shit happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, we know it's fancy time when the intro actually plays because my ghetto ass doesn't play the intro. And
I gave you everything, Rod.
I know you did.
Except motivation, Josh.
Except for a real cure to my ADHD, Josh. Except for
you asked for it, and that same day I put absolutely everything that I have here in a folder,
but drive,
and it's still there. And I looked, and I even did one for Brian up here or down here. Now it's like you got everything, man.
Josh, I've been telling Brian I'm going to make a Blue Sky account for months, and I keep not doing it.
What's so Blue Sky?
It's the replacement Twitter, the by the guy who made it. Like it's the big social media thing.
Oh, right now. Yeah, I don't go on.
You should probably be on that for a designer, but yeah,
it's a less toxic version of Twitter right now.
Oh yeah. Twitter's turned into.
We wouldn't know because we're not part of it.
I think are we just at that age where we're just like,
Josh, I sent him out of nowhere. I sent Rod a link to a Spotify song, and it was Blue Skies. And I was like every day, I'm going to send you a different version of the song Blue Skies until you fucking make a Blue Sky account.
Wow. I just put together why you sent me that song, Brian. Wow.
No shit.
I like the song I sent you yesterday way better.
What was the song you sent me yesterday, Josh?
It started with a fart.
I mean, most things you sent me do start with fart. Oh, I remember
that Chris Isaac song. That was so good.
Yeah. I got a random Josh, like in the last week. And by the way, we're a Murder Moose podcast, part of the Slash and Cast podcast network.
It's in the game.
And Josh, like all of a sudden has been on Instagram for the last like couple weeks again, like trolling me like the best of the good old times of like which is funny because I haven't been on Instagram in a long time, and
I don't go on very often.
Instagram, so I know, but you sent me more things in the last like week than I've gotten in months from you.
Yeah, but it's also you see me. I was on a podcast with you for a long time, and all of a sudden I disappear like this, and then I come back and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" This is just me going, "Hey, what's up?"
You're like Punxsutawney Phil. Where you're just like seeing it popping up to see if you see your shadow. You're like, is it Canadian winter? Yeah.
It's winter. I'm not outside. I've been coding. And now I have like the hunger to be a little bit more social. I don't know. I used to be a lot more social. And now I only like it in little amounts, I guess. So here we are.
Dude, I've been doing too much socialing, and it's killing my battery because I'm not sleeping enough because of it. I'm just like, I'm so like I went to my first Avalanche game on Saturday night. It was a really good time, but like, and then I've been like suffering from not sleeping enough. So here we are.
Just overthinking or oversexing?
I mean, more of one of those than the other.
Oh, okay.
Thinking, clearly.
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything in this world. Well, I am Rod, and this is Brian. Like,
this is Brian.
This way.
This is Josh.
No, it is that way.
This is Brian. At Brian. That is at Joshwrb.
And that is Josh this way. Ken insisted we actually introduce ourselves so people understand who we are through our shenanigans. But here we are.
I think anyone that actually listens to this probably just knows that it's shenanigans by now. It's like episode what? 3 something?
17 to 18, whatever it is. It's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, that's too many.
Yeah, it's too many. And yet we keep doing this shit. So here we are. Josh,
that's so many. I'm proud of you, Rod. I'm proud of you. I tap out. Dude, I was like, I tap out. Okay, I'll come back for a second. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, you tapped out. You've gone in and out a couple times, like mostly little things. Like, yeah. I've had random people, and then like Harper came in and did it with us. It was me and her for a while, and then like you came back, and she left, and then
I don't think
and then
I ever saw
obviously
those
dropped-
ones.
AKA Jerry's just okay. Now Harper. Jerry's now Harper. Yes.
Oh,
So she.
okay.
Yes, that's what it is.
Well, I don't
She-
know
she
names
pulled out
anyway,
back
so
a lot of
like
her
you just said two names, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names.
But she pulled back a lot of her social media besides giving songs, it seems. And I don't go on fucking X anymore either. So,
Right.
but yeah, and then
I don't know
Game,
anyone
and
that
then-
does. Like I used to do the same thing on X or back in the day Twitter with like, you know, disappearing for a while, then I would come back and there would still kind of be like an audience there, and I would tweet
Yeah.
something randomly and then there would still be people that saw it. And now nobody sees anything. It's just as fucked as like pretty much every other social platform out there. If you disappear, you have no audience anymore and you do not exist on that platform anymore, and there's no point of ever using it again.
Yep.
Like
Basically.
Instagram.
Dude, Instagram is bad. Like, because then they tried to sell you Threads, which is their Twitter alternative, and
I'm never using that. I
90
didn't sign up.
it's
I'm
like-
never using it.
95% bots. It's so bad. It is so bad.
That's Facebook too.
Yeah. Well, dude, the only reason I even have an active Facebook account is because I look at stuff for Burning Man, because I want to go to Burning Man next year. So it's like they're all because all the fucking people who run Burning Man, or a large portion of them, are boomers. So they're all on Facebook. So you have to go on Facebook to find it. Ugh. The boomers.
I wish it all felt like it used to, like on those platforms, like all of them. Like Instagram was whatever. It was just kind of a place for pictures, but Twitter, it actually felt like a community at one point. And
I remember that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it hasn't felt like that. It's felt just like, you know, the usual
Dude.
whatever
Yeah, it used to be like,
algorithm
it used-
type bullshit now.
well, that, and I mean, like I used to be able to you used to be able to like tailor your experience, right? Like you could like say block people, you could follow who you wanted to, and then
Right.
they do bullshit and like discover and all this bullshit, and like, but I don't want this. I'm not here to like play
I don't-
around and meet.
I've blocked Elon's things and they still come up. Like I don't see anyone
Yeah.
that I've actually followed like in the notifications. It's just Elon tweeted again. It's just like, I don't fucking
Yeah.
care, man.
Yeah.
It's because, dude, Blue Sky has like 25 million people on it. The only people left on like fucking Twitter are fucking like robots and right wing conservative whack jobs. That's all that's
True
left
story.
on there. Yeah. So that's why. I mean, it's not usable anymore, and it's actually kind of like, but that doesn't matter. It helped get Elon into the White House, so here we go. Blah. So yeah.
Apparently
Josh,
Canada's
besides-
government is all changing tomorrow or something. I've heard through the grapevine. So
You heard. You are pretty Canadian, Josh. I mean, but let's see. You're like the only real true religion of Canada is hockey. So that's all that really matters there. So
I don't know. I haven't
mean-
watched hockey in like 4 years, man. So
you watched hockey when we podcasted because you were used to giving shit when the Avalanche were playing the Calgary.
yeah, but when was that?
Like probably in like the first couple years we did this. I don't know. What have you been up to then, Josh, besides working your ass off and like being crazy and having an awesome business?
That's it, man. That's it. I don't have a life.
Yeah.
I do not have a life at all. I just seriously code. I'm trying to get this. And I'm not a coder, by the way. That's why it's taking so long. I develop web pages and I can code like, you know, normal web page stuff. But an app, this is a first. So it's learning as I go. And because I've designed apps for other companies and I don't want to put out like a shitty looking product that doesn't work, I'm trying to jam as much functionality into it for the launch so it can live up to my expectations. And you also don't want to give like a bad user experience right off the get-go. So it's literally been torture, honestly. I'm torturing myself.
It's called ADHD and hyperfixation.
Yeah. And it was so fun when I first started because it was new and I was learning, and those are like my favorite things as an ADHD person. It's like, learning as I go, and it's brand new, something I've never tried to do before.
Yeah.
Awesome. And now it's not fun anymore. It's not fun. And I have to finish it.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean, I commend you for it, is because it's one of those things, man. I talk about it all the time, like just that ADHD drive that like fucking drives, like that dopamine drop off hits, and you're just like, what excuse can I figure out to not do the thing I want to do? And it is goddamn fucking hell on earth. It is goddamn hell on earth. It is just, I don't know, man. It's that wonderful thing of like how our brains are like, even in the best of circumstances, you're just like more than above. I mean, it's like average, like usability. Your brain's like, nope, I don't want to be usable. Don't want to do this. So yeah.
I'm excited though, because my company just won an RFP to be art director for the city of Calgary. So I'm excited to start doing that, because the jobs that come in from that are going to be like what I've done for the last 20 plus years. And making an app is something that I'm like, I'm just trying to prove it to myself. It's just like, because I see how far I've come and how much of it actually does work. And there's just like those little things that I'm like just nitpicking the shit out of right now. But it's like someone using it will notice these things not working. So I have to make it work.
I mean, I bet if you showed it to me and Brian, our balls would fall off. I mean,
probably.
They would just like fall off and roll down the street.
I don't know about that. You guys use apps all the time. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too hard on myself.
Josh,
I want it to be
everybody's their own worst critic, you know?
Yeah, especially artists, dude. Artists are fucking, artists never have a worse critic than themselves. And like, you're fucking amazing, Josh. Like you're a really talented dude and you work your ass off. So like you deserve it. And so cut yourself some slack, come in your belly button and just let yourself have a night off. Yeah.
That really
I wanted to do a poster for this one.
You are on the cusp of some really, really nice, sweet, motivational shit. And you're like, hey, don't forget the nut in that belly button of yours, bro.
I have a brand to like live up to, Brian. I have
I've gathered.
I'd rather not like, on my girlfriend or something instead. Not my, like that's more fun. I don't like cleaning up my belly. I got a deep belly button. That would just be
like, come on, Lunga. Come on. I don't know.
It'd be a full shot for someone.
Oh, Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. Oh, this is our last episode before Christmas. So here we go. I mean, next,
have you rewatched any like classic Christmas movies yet this year?
Oh, dude, I've watched, let's see, because in Classy Katie's Discord, we've been watching movies every night for like, they started like this summer or something. And in December's been all Christmas
every
movies.
night, you said?
Yeah, they watch 2 movies every night. So like,
holy shit.
Yeah. Like, so I've watched Krampus and I've watched Home Alone, I think 4 or 5 times already. In December.
I watched 1 and 2 already.
Yeah. I've watched Die Hard 1 and 2. I've watched Krampus. Dude, I have to ask you too, because after rewatching, I know we did that for the podcast at one point, Josh. I think Krampus's ending might be darker than The Mist. Like that movie's ending is so fucking twisted where you're just like, and it's not as like immediately shocking as like The Mist, but man, you just imagine reliving Christmas over and over and over with your shitty family.
Oh, did they pull? See, this is what I love about my ADHD now. Like we just rewatched like Harry Potter last night because my girlfriend loves Harry Potter. And she's like quoting it. She's watched it so many times. And I'm like, I don't remember what happens. And I'm like, that's crazy. I can't believe I don't remember what happens. I said, oh yeah, doesn't he go through like a train thing, like 8.5? And she's like, 9 3/4, motherfucker. Like so mad at me.
That's how you no longer get to touch boobs, Josh, by insulting Harry Potter.
It wasn't insulting. I legitimately didn't remember that it was 9 3/4. But I also didn't remember they did Groundhog Day thing at the end of Krampus. So if I rewatched it, I would have been like, "Whoa!" again.
Josh, I've seen your face when you've ADHD'd out. I know what it looks like. It's like this.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a different universe, and it's deep. It's a deep universe.
It looks like the ending. It looks like the ending of the first Doctor Strange movie where he's like fighting Dormammu. It kind of looks like that. Oh fuck, man. Oh shit. Okay. I like Brian. You been up to anything besides working and picking up another dog?
Yeah, pretty much. That's about it. Just working, acquiring new dogs. And I got my little Caesar's box behind me because that's what I was snacking on when I ate when I watched this.
What do you get? Just the pepperoni?
I got the pepperoni, the half pepperoni, and then the half cheese and jalapeno sticks.
Don't you live in like one of those cities that like they're like, oh my god, we're Kansas City. We have the best food ever. Our barbecue is top 10 everywhere.
Oh yeah, I want to try Kansas barbecue.
Yeah, and then you got Little Caesars.
Yeah, but it's fucking Monday, man.
Rod, there's 7 days in a week. Dude.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm getting at.
Eating barbecue every goddamn day. Okay,
you don't want it to get old.
And then you eat ass the next. Barbecue ass.
No, you eat ass 7 nights a week.
That's a buffet, man.
Yeah, exactly. You eat ass 7 nights a week, and then you snack on barbecue in between.
Dude, there was a day where we went because there's a really good barbecue place, or there's a bunch in Calgary, but I have never been to the real things. But there's a place that has fucking unreal brisket, and I just go and buy like 2 pounds, and then just say fuck everything else, and then I leave just going like, oh, like, no. So
I went to Chipotle yesterday for the first time in like 3 years.
It's so bad.
What'd you call it real quick?
Chipotle. It's from South Park.
Say that one more time.
Chipotle.
Yeah, it's
Why
from
are you
South
adding
Park.
an extra syllable?
Because it's from South Park, where the Billy Mays Hayes guys like sells the underwear cleaner because after you eat Chipotle,
South Park in 1999. Sorry.
No, it's like from whatever, and whenever you eat Chipotle, you have like you shit your pants, so you bloody shit your pants, and so it helps remove the blood from your underwear, and so it's Chipotle.
Chipotle.
It removes the blood. Yeah, it removes the bloody stains from your underwear.
Oh my god.
Chipotle. Yeah.
Okay, there's a Canadian like knockoff called Mucho Burrito. It is so much better than Chipotle. Like much better.
Dude, I was saying in between me moving here and yesterday when I went to get it, it was like you could get 2 burritos back then for like $12. I paid $14 for one bowl yesterday, and I'm like, I know it's been fucking 17 years, but holy shit, dude! Like, it's more than 2 used to cost. Fuck this noise. Fuck it.
It's called inflation, man.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's dive in. Let's talk about that movie that we know about, we're talking about, which is Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. Cash and I reviewed the original at one point. And we were trying to get Kin to watch it, and she couldn't.
And so I did that poster for the first one, and then I met Robert Brian Wilson because he was at the Calgary Horror Con last year. And then I got him to sign my poster. And then I gave him one of my posters, and he was like, "Are you serious? I can have." He was so happy to have my poster. Yeah. Oh wait, 1 sec. I gotta get it.
Let me read the synopsis. So while Josh does this, and it says, the now adult
he wrote
Ricky
naughty.
talks to. Oh, let me read that. I'm reading naughty. I was reading the. I was reading the synopsis, Josh. It says, the now adult Ricky talks to a psychiatrist about how he became a murderer after his brother Billy died, which leads back to Mother Superior.
But that's the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Okay, can I talk about the thing that
24 and a half minutes? I think I paused it and it said 24 and a half minutes left in the movie. And I was like, are you fucking serious? I was like, the movie just started.
Can someone explain to me whose idea it was when they couldn't get Mother Superior back to get a woman that looked nothing like her and make
And
like
just
have like face herpes, like that make her look like Two-Face.
no one will
like,
know. We'll just put this shit on your face. It's a perfect idea. It's garbage day anyway. So
every single time I've seen that, I'm like, why? I know the recaps. I understand this, but if you just
that's not
call her Mother,
recaps. If it's full-fledged scenes, it's not a recap.
Dude,
you are legitimately relying on the first movie just to like there's it's not
That's
a
why
recap.
I said what I said when Rod came in and before we started recording, he said that he watched both of them. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that to yourself?
Don't do that.
If you want to, that's the best thing about this movie. This is the Silent Night, Deadly Night 1 and 2 double feature all in one fucking
Yeah,
thing.
when Kin said she's like, "Oh, I'm going to watch both of them," I said, "Don't. We're watching the second one. You're good." And she was like, "Wait, what?"
I told her to watch the second one just because I appreciate a good joke, but.
But it's only if you're watching the second one, because the first one is the best one. And I said to Robert Bryan Wilson, I was like, the best part of the second one is just the first one. And he's like, yeah, but... And then he's like, yeah, but me and him are like really good friends. So, you know, I'm not going to say anything.
Him and Eric
I'm like,
Freeman are?
Yeah, they obviously, they tour the circuit together and,
that's very
cool. So they're really good friends in real life. And I was like, fair enough, man. But like, I had to tell you that obviously my favorite part of the second movie is every part that you're in. And that's about it.
Dude, I have to tell you, the funniest, I watched the version on your Plex, Josh, which I never watched it was like the director's cut. Never watched that. And it's like it is so you could tell like the original was made in the mid 80s where they started to censor it because every gory scene in that you watch the second, it was actually an experience watching the first one director's cut into the second one, which had the theatrical cut where all the gore was basically removed, and you're like, because it came out in 1984 when they were starting to go after like movies real bad, and it's like movie quality. VHS movie quality,
yeah, but
VHS
not the boobies. Like now they don't want boobies in movies; they want gore. And back then it was boobies, no gore.
I mean, what has Terrifier been 3 movies and they got their first set of boobies? Like
yeah, but
number 3.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. It's like
there's boobies in the first one. She gets cut in half naked, man.
Yeah, there's boobies in the first one, Rob.
There are, but it's like. I don't know. If I have to stand on my head and jerk off, it doesn't count. If I have to stand on my head to jerk off, it doesn't count. Okay.
I met her too. She was very sweet.
So the reason the movie is filmed the way it is because I guess the producers when they were told the guys that were making the movie, they were told to just re-edit the first film and pass it off as either a sequel or a re-release. And the director said that he demanded that a new film be shot, though he didn't have the budget to create an entirely new story. So they like literally had to beg just to make like 30 minutes worth of footage or whatever that they've got.
When I was re-downloading this, because it was only in 720p on my Plex for some reason, I re-downloaded and then it did. I didn't know there was 6 of them. I'm like, what? Yeah. There's 6? Yeah. Okay, so now I have a bunch more to watch, I guess. So, have you seen any of the others?
Apparently, Bloody Disgusting, the company, they're going to be the same people that produced Terrifier are remaking the first one, I guess.
Yeah, I'm excited because if it's there's Silent Night, the like 20 something,
2012, I think.
No, they made a full-on remake in like 2006 or something like that. You're talking about Silent Night, the one with. Oh, I thought you were talking about Silent Night, the movie with us.
No. There's last year. Like we were talking about the Silent Night that came out. I think it was 2012, like Brian said.
Okay, I thought it was earlier than that, but yeah.
It could have been a little earlier, and that's got
Yeah.
Malcolm McDowell in it. But it's I wouldn't call it a remake by any means. It's obviously
Malcolm-
it's
But the amount of like shit in Terrifier 3 that was definitely and heavily influenced by this movie is, of course they're going to go in that direction. He's like, I was already so heavily influenced. We have to just make our own Silent Night, Deadly Night. Fuck yeah, let's do it.
If memory serves me correctly, that's what eventually that's what Christmas Bloody Christmas was supposed to be. It was, I guess, Joe Begos's wanting to remake Silent Night, Deadly Night, and getting basically shot down so much that he finally just said, "Fuck it, I'll just make it into a Terminator movie instead."
Dude,
it was good though. I just rewatched that. It was fun.
I hit my knee.
Christmas Bloody Christmas is a fucking blast.
No, this movie, the original at least, I mean we're talking about it is most of the second movie. It's not a good movie.
Fancy.
It's not a good movie at all, right? It is like especially the edited version of it, like it is just like, dude, that opening scene is one of the meanest scenes in any horror movie we've ever done. And we've watched like things like Last House on the Left and shit on this podcast.
Talking about Grandpa?
No, the rape scene. But why is everyone so rapey in this?
Because it was the 80s, man. Or you could like
the girl's even like, I'm into you and I want to have sex with you, but just not right now, later. And he's just like, fuck that shit right now. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
like,
he goes
chill.
On fucking. He goes boner mad, like he gets boner psychosis. We'll call it.
What kind of post nut clarity would this motherfucker have? Him and his brother, because his brother has the same exact thing happen where he's like, I love it. Both these movies have the exact same scene where they catch a guy like attempted raping a woman, and they kill the woman or they kill the guy in front of the woman, and they're like, what? You think we're crazy? What? And it's just like, dude, I don't care. Like, if you would have just stopped him, they would have been happy. But you murdered a motherfucker right in front of these women. And this one, he's like bending the fucking like car antenna around. And he looks okay.
It reminded me of Toxic Avenger, actually. The whole like running him over with the Jeep, and she's like, thanks. He's like, okay.
The best part about that is he's 17 and this completely different actor, and then he turns 18 and he's grown a foot and is like
he's 30.
He's 30 and he's buff as shit. He's like the other kid.
Yeah, but even when he was a kid, and it's like 5 years later, and he was 30 all of a sudden, and then 1 year later he's like 38. I don't know. Like it was.
Dude, it's like that kid on when he's like 17, he looks like 5 from like Umbrella Academy, the kid that like never grows up, and then he's like, I grew a foot, got real buff, and can make I could say lines like it's garbage day, and then it's like man, this
I love everything he does in this though. Like his overacting.
He's glory. He's got the best eyebrows in the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
He's genuinely the only reason the movie is even fucking watchable.
Well, dude,
because of him.
It was like, okay, so I haven't seen it. When it eventually shows up on Plex, I'm gonna watch Craven. But I heard that like Troy Baker or Troy whatever, the guy from Face Off, is the one who plays the Rhino in the new Craven movie from Nicolas Cage's little brother in Face Off. Troy, what is it? Troy
God, no idea. I haven't seen Face Off since the 90s. I love the movie,
man.
I haven't had a reason to watch it.
Dude, you need to watch Face Off because it's
I enjoy it. It's really it's a blast.
But he plays the Rhino, and like I guess he's like the only one that understands what his assignment was.
He's the only one that got the assignment.
Yeah. He's like, okay, I'll ham this. I read the script. This is just ham, so he hams it up playing the fucking.
That movie's rated R.
Yeah. Oh, with the least favorite kind of gore of all time is CGI.
CGI. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I did watch Venom. I forgot to mention that. I watched.
It's fucking terrible. It was fucking terrible.
Not very good.
Okay, this is the thing though. That movie is the perfect example of like
Sony sucks.
I know, but I know generally I'm like, Venom and Eddie together are fun. Like the first third of that movie where it's just Eddie and Venom, and I went with Venny. Venny are like sitting there together, and they're just like bullshitting. I'm like, this is at least watchable and it's fun. And then like the last like 2/3 of that movie, you're just like, oh my god, they don't even have that anymore. And it's like that family is the dumbest set of characters I've ever seen in a movie. They're like, let's go into Area 51. They're like,
I don't
and it's
know.
just like
me growing up, like reading, I loved Spider-Man books, Punisher and Venom and Carnage. Like those were my characters growing up. So like what I had in my head tonally for Venom was dark. It was more like what they did with Spawn. And and that's what I wanted so badly. And when I got this stupid Sony fucking thing, I loved that character and I fucking hate it now. And I don't ever like, I waited till it was on Plex and was like watching it so disappointed the whole time. I was just like, why is this so dumb? Like, it doesn't need to be this dumb. I'm so disappointed.
Because Sony just they don't get it. Like
yes, they really don't
fucking get it, man. They the vast majority of Sony's comic book films have completely missed the mark. And obviously the only ones that really have nailed it are the ones that are being directly handled by Marvel people like Kevin Feige, which is obviously the Spider-Man series.
Yep.
The first 3 Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire are fine for the most part. The third one there's a really good movie,
but they let Sam Raimi do his thing, and that's not a bad thing.
Do his thing.
Until the third one. They didn't let him do this thing in the third one.
No, they were like, oh, we need Venom and we need this and we need that, and they wanted to shove a million fucking villains in.
And the second one is fucking unreal. It's like
the second one. That's the best. That to me, that's still, in my opinion, the best superhero movie ever
It has
made.
like a short horror film right in the middle, and it's fucking awesome.
It's so good.
It very much reminds me of like that tone of like Drag Me to Hell, because then he did Drag Me to Hell not that long after that. Dude, I just saw a thing on the internet the other day. It was like how asshole directors fucked with their cast, like, and it was like about how she didn't know that corpse was gonna vomit all over her in that scene.
That's hilarious.
Where she's fighting with the corpse.
No way.
And it's like, she had no idea. And like he's like, oh, the corpse is gonna like fight back, and that happened. And I was like, oh, you wonder why this woman hasn't been in, like, I haven't seen her in a movie since then, because like he fucking Stanley Kubricked her like she was Shelley Duvall, and like Jesus Christ, man. I don't know. I think that's okay sometimes, but like when you're getting shit in your mouth, it's like, I mean, the scene in Alien, obviously the cast didn't know that scene was happening, right? But
oh, that's right, yeah.
Romulus was so good. Was so good.
Oh, Romulus was great.
Oh,
Romulus was
so good.
Like, it just. But we're talking about like franchises that you put it in the hands of someone like Fetty. Like he just understands it on like the artistic level. And the fact that he's now become this like director that gets to handle these franchises with whatever he wants, and he's doing it with such class, and like his execution is just, it's so near to flawless. I can't wait to see anything he does. I love him so
much. I'll watch pretty much anything he makes, and I'll pretty much watch anything that like Mike Flanagan makes.
Yes.
Dude.
And Jordan Peele.
Flanagan's doing the script for the Clayface movie. They're making.
Oh, that's what I heard. Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
He's not directing it, but like he's gonna do the script, which is.
I heard Flanagan's trying to do something with Freddy Krueger, but I don't know if that's a real thing or not.
I know he wants to.
I know that he got the. He's doing the next Omen movie too. So
Exorcist.
Or Exorcist.
I heard Exorcist.
Yeah, Exorcist. That's what I meant, but I don't know. Josh,
I'm trying to get the guy that owns the Calgary Horror Con to get him to come out. I'm like, get him to come out, because we have, what's his name, that played Elliot
too.
That's what I said. I was like, I said get his wife, and then he's like, oh, it would have to be a duel, and I was like, that would be the best duel to fucking bring ever. Are you kidding? Like, because Elliot from E.T. is coming, and he was in Flanagan's TV series.
He was in he was the priest, right? In, Midnight.
So I was like, you have him coming already. You know, he's getting more ET people, like the guy, the guy with no legs who played ET is coming. And I was like,
Josh,
okay, you got ET. Let's get these people. Let's go.
So you're talking about Henry Thomas. Henry Thomas didn't play the priest in Midnight. He played the
what did he do then?
He played the father of the...
Oh, right, yeah. At the beginning.
Yeah.
Mm.
Josh, if you do that, I'm coming to I'm going to be at that HorrorCon. And I'll be sleeping.
They got Carla, what's her name? How do you pronounce the last name? Gugino? She's coming to Planet Comic-Con here in Kansas City.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I used to work that every year. I'm not going to lie. I might work it again this year. Just to meet her. She's fucking amazing.
Man, it's so funny, man, that like, I was thinking about, we were talking about remakes and we're talking about that and how there's all these Silent Night, Deadly Nights, man. Like, I don't think you could remake the original in a way that was like anyone would like. I don't think I would want to see a remake of the original because like I was talking about like the first movie.
I don't think it would be a remake. If Bloody Disgusting's doing it, they're just going to take because when it came out, there was so much, and there still is that opening scene. Like you said, it shocked me because I hadn't seen it and I was like, holy fuck, that didn't make me feel good. Like that.
No.
It's putting a kid like literally in the worst and like the rape and the slitting of the throat and like it's just fuck, man.
And then it goes in from that to like child abuse. Like the Mother Teresa just abuses the fuck out of this kid.
Mother Teresa?
Like she's just like, or what's her fucking name? Mother
Superior.
Fuck Mother Teresa too.
Fuck,
dude. What I'm saying at the time. Mother Superior. Sorry.
I don't know. We ask each other this question all the time. Rod, why do you and I have hobbies where we have to speak? Because neither one of us can.
Because that's the only thing we were able to do, Brian. I mean, you could sing. I guess you got that going for you too. But like, Jesus Christ, what I'm saying is, and like, I'm gonna compare this directly back to something Josh already brought up. Toxic Avengers remake still isn't out because of like they say it's unreleasable, and like that movie.
But
I mean,
just do what Terrifier did. Like, why the fuck? It's shown that it's able. It made like $88 million or some shit. Like,
Terrifier 3, I think, crossed globally well over $100 million.
Like, holy shit!
Yeah,
that's fucking unbelievable.
It's because there's studios attached, and because like Damien Leone did all that. Like he got a distributor this time, right? Like, and who financed it, so he didn't have to go finance it himself. But he financed like first two by himself, basically. The second one was like GoFundMe, but like as soon as you get a studio attached, they're fucking like.
And that's why Terrifier is working, because they're not doing that. They're like, no, we're doing it ourselves.
It's at 89 million worldwide. I thought I read somewhere that it went to 100.
But
maybe it said it was approaching.
I didn't see them. I thought they were going to re-release it this month, and I never.
They're supposed to re-release it over around Christmas time.
I mean, that's next, dude. That's a.
Did you see it in theaters?
Wednesday. I did.
Yeah, like I went and saw it by myself in theaters because I'm sadistic and.
You're a fucking champion. Okay, there's a word for that. It's called champion.
That and the same thing happens in that movie. The opening scene made me feel like I felt the first time I watched Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's like, holy shit, that didn't make me feel good. And the opening scene tests the audience. It's like, are you in or are you out? And people left my theater too. After that, they're like, I'm out.
Dude,
like,
I didn't have anybody leave during my showing.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I went super, super late, and there was only a handful of us. So,
but the thing is, you know what the difference between Terrifier 2, Terrifier 3, and this is? There's no goodness in any part of either one of these movies. There's not a single good character. Every character is a shit human being.
Yes, they're all terrible.
And it's like, it's that thing where like having, what do you call her? Sienna? Sienna is like that light, and like there are those elements. That's why I don't like the first Terrifier all that much, because all it is just gore porn for 80 minutes or whatever the fuck it is.
Right. They didn't really have a script though. Like that's the thing wrong with the first one.
Yeah, it was a concept, right?
I genuinely think that he made that movie just for shits and grins, just to do that, and then when it became successful, he was like, "Well, fuck! Now I got to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do with this character." And then, to his credit,
killed it with the second one. It was so good.
To his credit, he did. Yeah, to his credit, he created a pretty compelling universe in the Terrifier franchise. With the addition of Sienna was huge.
And
you need a final girl
too.
Yeah, that character alone, the addition of that character alone, elevates the movie into a movie. Which, because let's face it, the first one was barely a movie.
Yeah. Well, dude, and I think he's also increasing as a filmmaker. I think this third one is way better edited, because
I think the third one's the best one. That's just me. I know a lot of people that like the second one more, but I think the third one's the best.
See, for me, I hate when movies nowadays are doing the thing where they don't wrap up their movie because it's leaking into another one. Even if it's going to have a sequel after, it should stand alone. And the fact that I felt the third act all of a sudden turning into that, and I didn't know if there was going to be a fourth or not until I was like, this is not going to wrap up. Fuck this movie for that reason only.
That's
everything else is amazing, but they did it so poorly in the new Spider-Man cartoon one, whatever. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is the point? This is just a commercial for the next movie now. I hate when movies do that. And it's
2 hours
just
commercial.
I mean, you could show the first movie in the second movie, Josh.
Well, see, if you're, they should take a fucking yes, exactly. It could be that I'm complaining about some really good movie that only did it in the third act, where this one did it in the first and second act and only gave a whole movie to the third act. So we could just have that.
Dude, I think it's funny. Like, there are two things about this movie that always get brought up. Obviously, it's Garbage Day is number one, but
fuck yeah,
it's so good.
The theaters, the Alamo plays the theater scene cut up a little bit to make it faster, with him murdering the guy for talking during the movie as before movie screenings. They
oh really?
Seeing an if you're seeing R-rated horror movies and stuff like that, they'll play that sometimes. You're like,
yes,
yeah, and so
because he's a piece of shit. He's the worst he's the worst person in that movie. Screw that guy.
Oh, dude, definitely. I mean, he's the worst part, and it's just the poor dude who just took his garbage out. I kind of understood why he killed everyone else. The dude's just taking his garbage down the street. Oh, that in that car. What the fuck? Why does he start shooting at the car?
Why does the car blow up?
Because everything blew up in the 80s when you shot it with a bullet.
It was so good. I'm like,
they just made everything in the 80s was made just very flammable, very explosive.
You know the thing though, about
that's great.
Is as I was rewatching both of them over the weekend, and then you watch it a second time when you rewatch this one. The first movie, I swear to God, was oh, we have a setup and we have an ending. They were like, oh, we know we want this kid to go through shit, and then we have an ending, and they're like, oh, that's only 45 minutes, 50 minutes. Okay, you need to come up with some killing in the middle to get through it. And both the kills in the house and the sled thing are the most random feeling scenes ever. Yeah. It's like, why does Billy just show up at this fucking random house in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Utah? Yeah, and then runs into a door that's made out of plywood and just.
Oh my god! Not even plywood. It was cardboard.
Yeah, it was it exploded when he hit it, and you're because if you look at a real door,
boobies.
Yeah, I mean. But you look at the door in The Shining, which Jack Nicholson fucked up because he had been a voluntary firefighter. And this, he hits it, and the whole door is there's it's when SWAT teams put explosive kits on doors to breaching kits. That's what the door it explodes in and I'm like, what the fuck? And also, the deer head scene is way better in the fucking real cut of that movie, because it's showing them go through her midsection and shit. It's pretty fucking metal in that one. But it is so wild to me how Brian, do you see anywhere how much this actually ended up making? Because I'm curious. and how much they spent on it and how much it actually made? Because
Garbage day.
It had a $250,000 budget,
okay,
and it made $154,000.
and it has become one of the most notorious bad movies of all time.
Yeah, it's obviously developed quite the cult following as a black
It's up there with like
comedy,
Troll 2 and stuff.
Yeah. Obviously, the Garbage Day sequence has become a massive internet meme for obvious reasons.
And Josh, in a movie we talked about,
Oh my god!
I think my favorite cult garbage movie of the last 5 years or the last 10 years was The Fanatic, Josh, which we talked about back in the day which is still. I tell people, I will never stop telling people to go watch The Fanatic.
I just watched.
You told me to do it the other day.
I just watched Y2K on the weekend. That new A24 film. Fred Durst is in that as well.
Fuck yeah!
Of course he is.
And the kid from it's the kid from It, and then the kid from Deadpool 2 also.
And
right?
and Snow White.
Is he in Snow White?
No, the girl Snow White is the lead actress in this.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it's Kyle Mooney for sure. It's Kyle Mooney. That movie is just I'm like, okay, yeah, he's funny sometimes, and then it's Kyle Mooney the whole time, and I'm like, oh, okay, Kyle.
So you know how the original feels like a Christmas movie. The second doesn't feel like a Christmas movie.
No,
like
because
at all.
But like even like the first one allows him to be in the Santa suit and go around and do Christmassy things.
Yeah.
Whereas this one only gives it 24 minutes, so he's just walking down a street with a gun, and that's the whole thing that he does essentially.
Well, then he kills the Santa in the thing, and then but
that's just setting it up. What is this? Just a big commercial for the third one?
I mean, he kills Mother Teresa, and yes, I know I said Mother Teresa like again. Whatever Superior,
Mother Superior.
With her herpes face,
and that her face just reminded me of Toxic Avenger even more. So
it's just it's interesting how many interesting choices they made when they were making this movie.
I want to know the dates of each of those. Like, when did Toxic Avenger come out, and was it an influence on this one?
I think Toxic Avenger came out before this for sure, because this came out in '87, man. Toxic Avenger is definitely early '80s.
Dude, Josh, we did Toxic Avenger on the podcast.
84,
we watched The Last House on the Left, and then we were talking about the really creepy, like, weird tone shifts in the rape, like attempted rape scene in that movie. And then somehow I think Brian brought up Toxic Avenger because of it, and then we ended up watching it the next week, and it was like,
no, that was when I was on. I was like, yeah, you're like, come back on, and I was like, Toxic Avenger, and then I didn't come back on.
But man, this movie is just like, and like, I think telling Ken to watch both was kind of a joke, but like, I think that like it's funnier that way when you're like, I just watched.
Yeah, that's why I told her to watch both of them.
I know.
I wanted her to be like, motherfucker, I'm watching this again. Like,
dude, Brian, we can have like a month. Brian, we can have a month where we do a podcast episodes where we talk about movies that we've watched that Ken missed. Like, we could watch this again, and Prom Night 2, Larry Moo, Boo Hoo, Shoo Sue,
Cindy Lou Boo Hoo.
Also, do you know how hot Cindy Lou Who is now? Because holy shit,
Taylor Momsen's beautiful,
and she's a great singer.
She's
you don't know,
she's fucking killer. Yeah, the Pretty Reckless are amazing.
Yeah, fantastic. But Josh, what, like, so you've never met Garbage Day guy then?
No, he didn't come with, so never met him. Have you?
No, I've never been to a horror con.
I would want just a picture with just his eyebrows, because he has the best eyebrows in the business.
You know what
Most expressive eyebrows I've ever seen.
You know what he needs, Brian? I think you'd probably agree with this. He needs to wear he should have worn the sweater from House in this movie, because that would have been
that V-neck sweater.
The V-neck sweater that like goes down to his belly button.
Yeah.
We gotta do that movie
William
someday.
Cat sweater.
Yeah, that is.
Steal William Cat sweater. Put it on Eric Freeman.
Yes.
Put it on Eric Freeman's eyebrows.
It's just like, but like, yeah, put it up to his forehead, and you just see his eyebrows sticking out.
Just his eyebrows.
Oh man,
got the best eyebrows in the business. This movie wouldn't be watchable if it wasn't for him. Honestly,
no. Well, dude, there's no movie like it's not. It's like a bad episode of like some weird like 20-minute sitcom, basically, right? Or not sitcom,
pretty
like
much.
It's like because it just showed like it's so funny, man, when he starts smoking and it's just like he's like hamming it up to the psychiatrist so hard. He's like, yeah, and then he's like going over it, and he's like talking about stuff that no one else would have known because Billy was dead. No one would have known any of this stuff was happening.
Right?
Like,
yeah. Well, he saw the movie, so I mean, he. Yeah, it's
man.
I really, really, really love watching this movie though. It's so fucking bad. It's
terrible, dude.
It's so entertaining though, man. Like
it is like it's like a Roger Corman slasher movie, right?
Oh
like
God.
Yeah, it's like the things were like all those guys in the 80s and 70s and stuff like that like in 60s would like remake movies would like use footage and shit like that from other like movies they produced or made.
But this much?
No, I know. I'm not saying it's not extreme, Josh. That's not what the point is. My point is that it's going. They were trying to make, and you know what, Brian? They made 100 and whatever thousand, but every video store
they lost money. They lost $100,000.
They did until it came to the video stores, and then this movie fucking probably made up a bazillion dollars.
Yeah, but you know.
I don't know about a bazillion. That is a fake number, so maybe
this thing became a cult classic until well after those people had probably written this off as a massive loss, and it went to other people. Like the rights probably had already transferred.
I don't know, man.
That's why you see, like, look at this new poster. Like this, whenever this poster was made and used on the Blu-ray installment, yeah, they're probably making it now with these things. But that. Anything that is attached to a holiday is going, like you see the boxes or the front covers just get like a sleeve put over it at Walmart for like movies from the 80s and stuff, and then you just buy them again. It's like, oh shit, oh, it's a new edition. This one comes with a tooth.
Dude, my dogs are losing their mind.
I don't know how many covers of like different movies I have that are like the same movie, but like, yeah, it's just a sham. And it's like, stop it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I don't know, dude. We live in a world where they remake video games by like just porting them to new consoles 800 times. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. It's just like,
yeah, but that's like, not as easy as you're making it sound. That's actually there's an art to it as well.
Well, yes, Josh. But what my point is that these companies will do anything to.
It's not original.
It sounds nostalgia like baiting. Yeah, but like, man, it. So okay, Josh, we're talking about this. So the last 25, what did we say? 25 minutes is a movie. He kills the psychiatrist. Goes out. Kills the Santa.
That's at the very end.
Yeah, I know, but like,
I was
thinking about when he escapes, like, because he's still recapping the story to that, like, the psychiatrist, right? So he kills.
Recapping.
Yeah, recapping. He gets out, like, he
How do you remember this? I was there. Well, were you though? You were a fucking infant.
Dude, the fucking the umbrella kill is also one of the hokiest kills of all. It's like if the penguin from Batman
starts raining instantly after, just to be like, that's why he had an umbrella.
Yeah,
there was rain in the forecast.
Also, it is the worst fake rain I've ever seen in a movie. Like, because you could see how it is. Like, there's obviously like a spout or something like heavy at one point, and you see it like going heavy in one real specific spot. And I'm like, why is this so fucking bad? Why again, $100 or $250,000 is why it's so bad. But like
$250,000 doesn't buy a lot of talent, even in 80s,
or a lot of film.
Doesn't buy a lot of competence.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
We only got enough for 24 and a half minutes, guys. 24 and a half minutes.
It's funny because there's 3 of those kills in these 2 movies where a guy kills a rapey dude. right? Because it's
Yeah.
like the one in the first one,
Yeah.
and then 17-year-old him, and then like then 18-year-old him, which is obviously a completely different person because he changed that much from 17 to 18. I just laugh at why they fucking
His 5
recast
o'clock
him.
shadow is just
Yeah.
nuts. 5 years later, holy shit!
But the 17-year-old one, him is the only one where he kills a dude because he was rapey in front of the woman, and she thanks him. She's like, thanks.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm going back to my car to get a beer, and then you're gonna, because we're in the 80s, everyone's rapey. Everyone's rapey in the 80s, and apparently, I mean, it is the world we live in. But I don't know, man.
I don't know. I'm in Canada. It's way less rapey up here.
This was Canadian. This movie.
You're just more like you're gonna get assaulted by Canadian cobra chickens and mooses.
Oh my god, geese are fucking so scary. They're so scary. You have no idea,
dude. I woke up on Sunday
sure
morning and there was a softball field over by where I was at, and I just hear, and it's just a fucking like softball field of fucking Canadian geese. It's like they've overtaken the whole thing, and they just like at 8:30 a.m. There's like, and I'm like, I fucking hate all of you, you bastards.
Yeah, well, at least they're not going like at you, like
they're
raptor.
starting a circle pit. Like, do you ever see that video of turkeys that are like,
oh no,
like rotate, like doing a circle pit around a raccoon corpse or something? It is a pretty crazy video.
Please tell me you're recording this as well. You are, right? No. Oh shit. Okay.
Did you not record?
No. I am recording, but there's been desktop audio that I didn't realize also turned on this whole time, and your guys' audio at the same time. So it might sound like complete awesome garbage.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's a thing. Do we have anything else we want to say about this shit show of a movie? I don't even know how long we've been recording or anything like that.
We've only been recording for like
57 minutes.
Okay,
It sure has.
I want to ask, is there anything else that like stands out to you guys about this before we wrap up?
I think we pretty much talked about.
See, like when a movie only gives you 24 minutes,
yeah,
you can't really talk about it for long. Like we've already given this movie 24 minutes of time.
We really talked about more about the first movie than we have about the second movie because there's just not much to talk about in the second movie.
Dude,
we could talk about
day.
Freeman's fantastic eyebrows.
Dude, at least he makes the second one fun, man. Because, like I said, like,
oh yeah, I've
the first
said it
one
twice. If it wasn't for him, this movie would be unwatchable.
I just love how he adopts naughty as well. All of a sudden, it's like red, naughty. That's why I'm wearing red today, by the way.
Dude, the first one is so like I said, it's just a fucking dark and depressing movie, man. It's not a movie I want to watch very often because it's like there's no like
it's hilarious.
No, the first one. I said the first one, which is there's just nothing in it that like they at least made this. It's a terrible movie, but it's like at least because of him hamming it up for the like he's in it about a half an hour total. Like
24 and a half minutes.
Okay, does that include all of his scenes, like talking to the psychiatrist and stuff?
No, but he's only talking to the psychiatrist for like another 5 minutes, man. So he's in this movie for like a half an hour.
Yeah, I said like a half an hour. Like he makes that half an hour entertaining, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, I can watch like bad movies that aren't like, but like over a dark and depressing movie like the first one, which might be a better movie and it's definitely a better horror movie than this one. But man, this movie I could watch way easier than the first one ever, and it's just like, yeah, I could do that. It is like, I don't know, like I don't really like horror movies that have most of the time that are just dark and feel like mean. And the first one feels mean most of the time, right? Like, and so,
but
it's just like,
you liked Terrifier 3 because that is just. But he also has his comedy that they're making him a clown now. They're making him an actual character that it's like, man, how and why do I like this guy all of a sudden? Like, dude, when he's got the glasses and he's just like hamming it up, I'm like, This is fucking awesome. I don't know.
Dude,
I
when
don't,
he gets
the
out of
scene-
the van in part 3, I fucking
Yeah.
died laughing. Like he's all
Same.
bopping and shit, and I'm just like,
Yes,
fucking
dude.
love this kid.
it's so good.
The scene with
We're
Clint
morbid.
Howard. The scene with Clint Howard in the bar is fucking hysterical until he fucking like until he pisses all over
Pisses all
the
over him,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like, and that's what I was saying too. It's like they're like introducing more humor, which is I think you can do the Freddy thing, but like just not go over the top with it, like Freddy does. Like is you get more movies in. Freddy became more comedy than that. And I
Well,
don't
he
think
had to do that because if he hadn't done that, a lot of those fucking nightmare movies wouldn't have been watchable at all.
I mean,
so
that's what you happen when you're putting out a new fucking sequel every year, right? It's
every
like,
9 months, Rob.
yeah.
Yeah, but it was also
months.
done by different people, and they're just
3 times.
yeah. And
It's very true.
how are you supposed to have any type of like, I don't know, like the third one? At least he came back to help produce it, and that's why it's a better one and stays
'cause
a
I
little
think he
more
wrote
true.
I think he wrote the treatment for the script for that.
He also wrote a treatment for the second one, which I am a big proponent of the second one. I think the second one's a widely like hated on movie that shouldn't be, because I think people hate it because it was so different. But it was one of the gayest movies ever made. Like they'd all. Did you guys either one of you guys watch that Scream Queen documentary
Oh,
about
hell
like?
yeah. It was so good.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
Yeah,
and
it was
like
a great documentary.
No,
how that
I
guy
might
like
have.
got fucking. You should, man. If you haven't, it's so good. But like, man, I don't know. That's what I'm saying, though. You compare that movie to this movie, it's like you add that little levity to it. It makes it's mean horror movies. Like, Art is a mean character, but like he's not like there are those moments of like. There's no moments of like levity in the first Silent Night, right?
But
like it
I
is.
think the thing that they did well in the third Terrifier is giving him a voice through the other character. Like without her doing some of the speaking that he can't do, it wouldn't have worked, because like they gave the introduction in the second one to a new final girl and gave it more of like a full arc. And that's why I love the second one so much. There was more like it was more of a meal, whereas the third one gave more gave more screen time to Art, but then he got to say things through that other character, and without that it elevated him and made you be able to understand him more as a character. And I think that's why we like him more now, because he had that voice and stuff. So I don't know.
And that's why, like I'm saying, like you change that up and you give it like little moments of like letting up a little bit. It makes the horrible shit easier to like, swallow, because it's not like just one. It's not feeling gross for 90 minutes, right, or 2 hours or whatever.
But the thing this movie isn't doing is it's not doing that itself. Like there was no standout deaths in this that stand on its own. It was still relying on the first one to have that first holy shit moment again. And I'm like, well, why don't you give this character his own holy shit instead?
You did
of relying.
Garbage day.
He got a line, and that's all anyone remembers, and that sucks for this movie, because like I like him, like eyebrows, like overacting. It works for this type of movie. It should. I wish they had not just fucking did what they did.
Well,
if you would have tried to act,
maybe the new remake that Bloody Disgusting is helping make will generate a sequel that we can finally get a decent sequel for Silent Night.
I hope they say Garbage Day just off the cuff. No,
they will.
Yeah,
they even threw that line in the fucking shitty remake with Malcolm McDowell.
Oh, good.
I mean, Malcolm, I got really desperate to make really bad movies there at the end. Like
Malcolm, just I'll do anything for a paycheck. He's John Carpenter. You're just different.
No. John Carpenter has integrity and stopped making movies 15 years ago. And like
John Carpenter said, do you know why I said that?
Why?
Because John Carpenter said he would. He's like, sure, you pay me, I'll do what the fuck ever. He don't care.
Yeah, but he hasn't. You think no one's come up to John Carpenter and said, please direct another Halloween movie? Please do. He said, fuck that. I want to smoke weed and play video games. And he's done that for the last 15 years. Like, he said, fuck that noise. And that's why, like, I don't know. I think is Malcolm McDowell still alive?
Yeah.
Okay. He's the last 20 years, all he's done are like horror cash-ins, it feels like, right?
That's
like
okay,
it's like
man. I'm fine with that.
Halloween 2. He's done like the Silent Night, Deadly Night, just bad things, man. Just bad things.
I'm okay.
So I don't think next week, though, by the way, I don't think we do a movie next week. I think next week we do our top films of 2024.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, do like a top 5 and do a couple honorable mentions. Josh, you want to come back to do that, or if you watched enough movies in 2024 to even come back to do that?
Or maybe, I don't know. That'd be a hard list for me for sure. Yeah, and it's just for 2024, right?
Yeah, just like we've done the last 2 years. We've done like the top movies of the year. So yeah,
how many movies?
Top 5 apiece.
I could do that.
You could do it and then honorable mentions if you want to do 1 or 2 honorable mentions.
I'm just gonna list Strange Darling 5 times.
Yeah, it's
I did watch it finally. It was fucking good. It was a good time. Like, I don't think it was my top, but it was a good time.
Did you watch The Substance? Did you watch Strange Darling?
Oh yeah, Substance is fucking fantastic.
Substance is so fucking good.
I think I know what our lists are already, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Substance got fucking The Substance.
It got 5 nominations for Golden Globes, man. Like, and Best Picture nomination too. Like, that's fucking rad.
The Substance.
Yeah.
Fuck
dude,
yeah.
Demi Moore is so fucking good in that movie that it's like
everyone was.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid was wonderful. He was such a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, he is
he was so
but
fucking
he's
gross.
Totally not.
He's a piece of shit in real life. That's why he did it. And he was so able to good. He's a trumper. Fuck Dennis Quaid in the ass with a horse cock.
Oh, it is
no
2012. Yeah. Silent Night. Okay. I'm ADHDing.
Was that right? That was a blind guess.
You just got all these movie dates in there. So yeah, we'll do top 5 next week, and then I think the week after we try to do Nosferatu.
I'm okay with that because I plan on seeing Nosferatu.
I can't wait to fucking see it.
I'm going.
It looks good.
I have to.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So top 5 next week, and then we'll talk about Nosferatu in 2 weeks. So, Josh, thank you for coming along and talking about this shit show of a movie. And again, we pick a movie that Brian and I have both seen to like make fun of, and Kin doesn't show up. She's just like,
she owes me Silent Night 2. She owes me Prom Night 2.
Mary Lou Boo
Who lost her shoe. What else does she owe us?
I don't know. There was more.
I can't believe she finally watched Psycho Gorman. That's just fantastic.
Yeah, we had to get her to do it through her chat. So, yeah. I was wrong. I mean,
she loved it, just like we knew.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then no one loved Frankie Frico. And I did like it. But
it was hilarious.
I liked it. I didn't love it. So, Brian missed that one.
Yeah, I missed that episode, and I haven't watched the movie yet.
It's good.
It's not really a horror movie. Like, it's totally When you said it was G, I'm like, no way, it's G, but pretty close. Yeah,
it's G rated, Brian. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
It's so
next
fun.
week, top 5, and then Nosferatu.
Top 5 movies of 2024.
Yep. We'll catch you guys next week. Thank you for listening, Josh. Thank you for coming back, you beautiful bastard, and love you. So goodbye. Bye.
Bye. Oh, whoa.
Who's in the game?
Oh, okay.